I've traveled quite a bit. I met my second wife, my wife Lou. She plays Little Lou. She helped out with the Circus Sarasota summer program that we had at the Oslo.
Yeah.
I met her in England. My wife is British, and I went to Zippo Circus in England, and I played. I headlined there. And funny enough, because I did Circus Sarasota, because when I did Circus Sarasota, the owner of Zippo Circus came and saw me there.
Oh.
And he made me an offer to go to Zippo Circus, and I got that offer because I was working Circus Sarasota.
So in a way, Circus Sarasota helped you meet your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, granted, it was years later. I had first gotten the contract from Canada from doing the show in Sarasota. And that contract was 2-3 year contracts back to back. So I did 6 years working with a 3-ring circus in Canada as the only clown in the 3-ring circus. That's another one of those checks you put on the bucket list. Having your,
right.
Clowns have a number of things. 1, being on the poster. 2, headlining a show. 3, being the only clown in the show, and as opposed to having to share the stage with an enormous amount of clowns and the like.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that I really liked more about shows like Big Apple Circus, about Circus Sarasota, and even with Garden Brother Circus, they only used 1 comedic performer. They
right.
never used an army of big smiles. There was just one guy.
There's no clown alley in those shows.
No clown alley. No. And again, that makes it so much more prestigious for me.
Right, I totally see that, and I had not thought of that before either.
Mm.
So, what do you do when you aren't performing in a show?
What was that?
So, when you aren't performing in a show, what do you like to do?
Okay. One of the big things, I like to teach. I like to teach circus, and very often I get the chance to teach with the National Circus Project here in Long Island. I live in Long Island now, and they go into circus. They bring the circus into schools, and they teach children circus. Children will go, instead of phys ed for a week, they'll take circus. And the program has been in existence for about 30 years.
Wow.
And I've been on it here and there. For the past 10 years, I've been doing it.
Wow, that's great.
It is. It's an amazing program. And it's not after school. It's in there during school time.
Right. And they're not. Are they young children?
Yeah. We do elementary schools, but we have done middle school and high school. But they concentrate on elementary school. And we train everybody from kindergarten all the way to 6th grade.
Huh. We have a
and
similar
then
program
those
here
children
at the
put on
Circus Conservatory.
Yes, I know. I'm looking forward to the chance when I can implement the kinds of techniques that we use here in Long Island over there in Florida.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you're familiar with Sailor Circus, which has been in existence for over 70 years. And, we have, I'm sure you're also aware that we have our own clowning or comic coaching staff as well. And I'm sure that when you're here for Circus Sarasota, maybe you'd like to stop by and work with those kids as well.
Of course. I always try to make time to stop by Sailor Circus to see if there's any way I can lend a hand.
Yeah, that would be.
I love working with Robin and Karen are wonderful people. I've gotten to work with them in the past, and it's always a pleasure.
Yes, they are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And we're lucky to have them with us on staff. So, speaking of Karen and Robin, and other circus performers. Circus performers, you guys are like a tight-knit group. I'm wondering if you still keep in touch. Do you still keep in touch with other performers from other circuses or other places that you've been?
All the time. They're between messaging and Facebook, and even there's circus talk and all of that. There's a whole Instagram and Snapchat and all of that. There's always a way to keep in touch. In the past though, it's funny. You perform with someone, then you won't see them for years and years, and then when you see them again, it was like they you saw them yesterday. It's an amazing thing when it happens, and I've been lucky enough to play with some really great people and have them be friends and keep the friendship going. Getting to see them in different venues and them coming to see me, and then again working with them again in the future.
Right.
People like Mr. and Mrs. G. When we met in the summer show 2 seasons back, and we've been in touch since. And we've, they come and they stay at our place when they are in town, and maybe when we're in Vegas, we'll go and stay with them. It's amazing what the kind of camaraderie that happens because of circus. It's not like everywhere else or anywhere else in the world.
And I think regarding the summer show, that's kind of almost become normal. Because I obviously friend people on Facebook that I've been with all summer that have been working, and I see them. They barely knew each other at the beginning of the season, and since the summer show is now 8 weeks long, by the end of the run, they're kind of like family. And I see them going back and forth on Facebook, and to me, it's so sweet, that we brought some of these people together, and now they have wonderful relationships.
That's right. That's right. People like Gio and from Duo Fusion. It's amazing. They're amazing. They're an amazing couple, and so it was funny how it all worked out that year. It became the girl power year. All strong female performers were in that show.
That's right.
And it was pretty amazing thing to happen, And it wasn't a conscious thing; it just happened that way.
Right, and we have that again this year in Circus Sarasota. We have a couple of female performers that are very strong. I'm so excited to see them.
Yeah, I can't wait. I haven't gotten the lineup yet, but I hope Pedro sends it to me.
I think that he should. I'll mention it to him.
Yeah, if he can send me the lineup. Yeah, well, this way I can have an idea of what I can parody when it comes time.
So for those of you that are listening that don't know the dates, Circus Sarasota will be taking place this February 7th until March 1st. So, and you can get your tickets at circusarts.org if you want to see Renaldo and all the other wonderful performers. So Renaldo, I understand you are also a star on the pages of books. And you had mentioned, I think, that at the beginning of our interview that you went from a book to an actual real person. So can you tell me how Renaldo started?
Yeah, I created him as a children's storybook character. I guess subconsciously because I loved being, watching from the fence, watching Big Apple Circus, and I grew to love the circus. And even though I didn't get to be a part of it at that time, I made the idea of the Renaldo character, and that I wanted him to be in a storybook. When I joined the circus, though, I went and I revamped the storyline, because one of the big things is when you write something, you should write what you know. And so once I joined the circus, I realized there was a lot that I didn't know.
Right.
And then once I did know, I put it in the book. And I made up Renaldo Joins the Circus. Now, at first, I didn't use the Renaldo name when I was doing the clown stuff. In the beginning, it was just my name, Al Calienes, and but I changed the name because of Chuck Sidlow.
Oh.
Yeah, I was at the Ringling Museum with Chuck, and he was going to introduce me, and he goes, and now the comedy of Al, and it sounded like he hurt himself because he says Al like he says ow, okay? Because you know the way for those people who do not understand how Chuck sounds, Chuck sometimes he sounds like Rocky, so he talks like this.
Yeah, he does.
and so I was backstage, and he was going, and now the comedy of Al. And I didn't come out because I thought he hurt himself. He goes, ow, ow. So I thought he was like holding his knee. I thought he was holding his knee and going, ow, ow. And so then I came out and I did my bit. And then after the show, I said, hey, Chuck, say my name. He goes, ow. I said, one more time, ow. I said, say Renaldo. Renaldo. And I said, okay. From now on, I'm the Remarkable Renaldo because it was easier for Chuck Sidlow to say it.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, that's clown stuff for you.
So I think we're out of time. This has been so interesting. I'm so looking forward to you coming back to Sarasota in February.
Me too. I can't wait. I can't wait.
So you should try to stay warm between now and then. And
I will.
I thank you for being my guest today. And I just have to say, may all your days be circus days. It never gets old. No, it never does. Thank you so much.
All right. You take care, Beth.
You too. Bye-bye.